Philadelphia at New York Giants. Giants are 5-point underdogs right now, Bet365. These teams just played a couple weeks ago. Giants covered miraculously. Eagles are in dire straits. They need to win to maintain playoff positioning. Giants are the right side. Not a game I feel comfortable with. Uh, Partially because it just feels like we got our Giants win this past weekend against the Rams. Um, and
No.
what's that? What?
No, I don't know why I thought you were gonna make this your exact decision. This just feels like a Chad game. I can't believe you're not loving this one.
The Giants at +5?
Yeah.
I'm not loving it. It wasn't in my exec decision final two. My final two for exec decision were the Rams, but I wanted to hear more information.
Yeah.
And then one that's coming up that will be the exec decision.
Um, yeah, when the Eagles played the Giants, they played Danny DeVito. And that to me was a big advantage to them. When we saw Taylor last week against the Rams, he is so much better than DeVito, right? He's such a
Yes.
a more comparable quarterback. And um the Eagles might be broken. Like you might have just saw their whole spirit and will get completely broken in that game where I wasn't worried when they all those losses they had, like didn't worry me, right? Because it's just like that's football. Like you make little mistakes like things like that, those things happen. Arizona played so much better than them in that game. They dominated them that game. The Eagles were incredibly lucky to be up 21-6 at halftime, where they were outpossessed, they were outrushed, everything. Like their defense is so broken right now, and they tried to turn it to Matt Patricia, a guy who gave up whatever that was, 41 points when he was a DC to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. Like this guy has never recovered from that. Patricia has been broken now for 7, 8 years. Like the guy just, even if he gets it right for 1 week, it all comes back. Like he's just not well prepared. He doesn't know how to scheme up against teams. And everything he did against Arizona was embarrassing. Like the Arizona coach outcoached him in the sense that they had a weird look where they would drop Reddick into coverage if a certain look for Arizona had on offense. And when Arizona figured it out, they just ran pretty much the same style, like not the same
Yeah.
scheme, but basically they ran the same play over and over again because instead of having Reddick rush them, they had him drop into coverage because Matt Patricia just is just a dinosaur. Like he runs his defense. He's like, well, I'm not gonna change what I'm running here. And that's what happened at halftime. They go into halftime, they go, well, just because we've given up 300 yards doesn't mean I need to change the defense. Like we're holding them to 6 points. This is working. They got dominated in the second half. So Eagles just feel like a broken team. We're catching 5 right now. This will be the most bet, most teased team. I think the public will come in. They kind of have the same thought of, the Eagles are playing for something here. The Giants aren't. And we talk all the time, Chad. We like playing the spoilers, right? Especially in this final week.
Especially in the
Uh,
division.
yeah. So the only thing I hate is this number probably should be 6, and it's not because of that Eagles loss. And what Chad just said, the Giants probably should have beat the Rams. And I think a lot of people know that, where it's like, Taylor, I think people forgot how good this guy can play and how well he is. So we got away with it last week with the Giants. We stole that one where people really weren't checking them out. This week they're on it, but I'm not gonna let that scare me off here. Like I like the Giants. My only hope is I'm gonna talk to a couple of bookmakers over the next couple of days. Like I'm hoping the Eagles are like, just what the Rams were last week. All the bets, all the teasers, everything's tied to them. That's when I know the value will go up on the Giants, where this could go from 5 to 6. Like we just need more public money to come in on this Eagles team. So grab the 5 now. I didn't make the Simon Says just in case this does go up, but I would grab the 5 now, does just in case it does drop down to 4.5, 4. But I do see the public coming in pretty heavier on the Eagles.
Yeah, right now all the tickets, about 70% of the tickets on the Eagles. So it should move in that direction. There are some 5.5s out there if you can find them. So it's worth doing a little bit of shopping. But my hesitation on this game was exactly what you just said, is I feel like I got away with it. And we like to bet before the peak of the market. And I feel like we got peak Giants last week against the Rams and almost got that money line. This week it feels like the cat might be out of the bag, inflation, deflation with both of those teams.